the woman simply told her mother-in-law she wanted to go back to her parents' house for the new year. But little did she expect that after hearing this, her husband immediately pulled over at a service area, then roughly dragged his 5-month pregnant wife out of the car. Under the instigation of his malicious mother, the whole family actually abandoned the woman at the highway service area. The man drove off with his mother and sister, without a care for the wife chasing behind, leaving her to lie on the ground in excruciating pain. Unaware, this wicked family would soon regret their actions, because the woman's 3 brothers were already on their way to pick her up. Just 2 hours earlier, the man, a small office worker, had been happily packing for the new year, planning to go to his wife's family for the holiday, because in the 3 years of marriage, the woman hadn't visited her parents even once, and she had also observed her husband for 3 years. Now, 5 months pregnant, she was planning to reveal to her husband that she was the daughter of a wealthy family. As soon as they arrived home, just then, her father called, saying he was going to slaughter a free-range chicken to welcome her back. But when her sister-in-law overheard, she immediately showed disdain, thinking the woman's family were country folk. The woman didn't argue, she just walked aside and continued chatting with her father. It turns out that her father, eager to welcome his precious daughter home, had turned the whole mountain village into a chicken farm just to nourish her. At this moment, the girl had no idea that her father's actions were about to bring her immense suffering, because the husband's phone had just received a promotion notice, but they believed this was something the man had earned through his hard work. Immediately, the family made plans to secretly return to the hometown and spread the good news in the village to show off. Thus, the unsuspecting woman was tricked into getting in the car. Meanwhile, on the other side, the girl's parents had already prepared gifts worth millions to welcome their daughter's family. Even the 3 brothers dropped their important work, ready to meet their sister at the service area. But the woman, now on the highway, noticed the car was headed in the direction of her husband's home. The man lied, saying there was an emergency, and they needed to return to his family's village. However, his mother stopped pretending, and bluntly said that since ancient times, married women don't return to their parents' homes. The woman, furious, realized she had been deceived by the whole family. She angrily warned her husband not to regret this, but the sister-in-law mocked the woman for being from the countryside, saying she didn't care about the chicken raised by her family. The mother-in-law even told the woman to get out of the car and walk home. At that moment, the woman immediately took out her phone, planning to have her brothers pick her up, but the sister-in-law snatched the phone away, telling the woman not to cause trouble and to behave during the new year at her in-laws' house. The woman, unwilling, reached for the phone, but her normally mild-mannered husband, now full of arrogance after his promotion, became impatient and pulled the car into the service area. Once the car stopped, the man went to the front passenger seat and roughly dragged her out of the car, warning her that if she continued to cause a scene, he would leave her at the service area. Just at that moment, the 3 brothers, on their way to meet their sister, called her, but the sister-in-law immediately hung up and even turned off the phone. Meanwhile, the mother-in-law, to teach the woman a lesson, ordered her son and daughter to get in the car and left the pregnant woman behind at the service area. But halfway through, the man suddenly stopped the car, saying if he returned home without his wife after the promotion, it would bring